special edition of Welcome. There is no Bible to BDSM. That's right, I said it. But you know what there is? The poo-poo platter of BDSM. What does that mean? It means that you get to choose all the different types of things you like. If you don't know a poo-poo platter, it literally brings together all these different foods together that you normally wouldn't necessarily get in a sample size. And that's what BDSM can be. You can order a poo-poo platter of play for any particular scene that you've negotiated and consent has been given. And it is this amazing thing that can come to life. And the reason there is no Bible is that everyone's going to use this poo-poo platter differently, feel it differently, experience it differently, and want more of one, if not many of the things on that poo-poo platter later on. But they're also going to learn what they don't want, and they're going to discard that. It might be your favorite thing. That's why there can be no Bible. The only thing we can talk about is safety concerns and how to take those safety concerns and work your way around them. And most importantly, get a consent from all of our partners. There is no Bible to BDSM. That's right, I said it. But you know what there is? The poo-poo platter of BDSM. What does that mean? It means that you get to choose all the different types of things you like. If you don't know a poo-poo platter, it literally brings together all these different foods together that you normally wouldn't necessarily get in a sample size. And that's what BDSM can be. You can order a poo-poo platter of play for any particular scene that you've negotiated and consent has been given. And it is this amazing thing that can come to life. And the reason there is no Bible is that everyone's going to use this poo-poo platter differently, feel it differently, experience it differently, and want more of one, if not many of the things on that poo-poo platter later on. But they're also going to learn what they don't want, and they're going to discard that. It might be your favorite thing. That's why there can be no Bible. The only thing we can talk about is safety concerns and how to take those safety concerns and work your way around them. And most importantly, get a consent from all of our partners. There is no Bible to BDSM. That's right, I said it. But you know what there is? The poo-poo platter of BDSM. What does that mean? It means that you get to choose all the different types of things you like. If you don't know a poo-poo platter, it literally brings... What's phase me? I need to know. Please share. Sometimes we just need to keep repeating ourselves until we're hurt. Sometimes we just need to keep repeating ourselves until we're hurt. Sometimes we just need to keep repeating ourselves until we're hurt. Sometimes we just need to keep repeating ourselves until we're hurt. Sometimes we just need to keep repeating ourselves until we're hurt. Sometimes we just... Amazing grace. Not only do I find it's easier, but a lot of people know it, and red is the safe word at almost every dungeon I go to and have been to, and I've traveled the East Coast. Today was laundry day. Can you guess what I cleaned? Check it out. It is my Batman yellow rope. I love this rope. I actually clean this rope. I never clean rope. I usually get cotton rope. Found in the wild. I think this is amazing. David passed it on to me, came from Elaine, and I hope it's spreading throughout social. Now on our site, brought to us by psychpost.org. Scientists uncover intriguing evolutionary psychological insights. I know Dyadic Ropes is one of the places, and I'm actually going to hopefully be interviewing them. Let's see, D-Y, it's Die and Addict. There it is. Found the website already. And they sell, for various reasons and because of the things that were at stake for this current election cycle that is now over, we did discuss politics a little bit for the election. It was only a few days before, and up until now, we have talked a little bit about it. This is not the intent of this channel. As a matter of fact, we are going to be moving away from political conversations completely once again. And in all honesty, there's nothing wrong with open communication. If you want to be playing with someone and have communication, I find it interesting that people on the internet don't understand boundaries, and it scares the hell out of me. People come on and they'll say whatever the hell they want to say in any way they do and get upset when you mute them or ban them. But it's a boundary. Treating people with decency, simple decency, without making nasty, threatening comments, that's a boundary of probably every single person on this app. Yet people act in a way, and that's what scares me. the most is because no one can sense. This is just a me moment. I can't stress this enough. I have physically pushed my body to limits, and it's left me with. So for my Halloween adventures, I picked this up from Spirit Halloween. It's a cricket bat. It is foam, though. I can see I can push it in, but still has a nice hit. It might break and play, but the nice thing is it's a little more foamy. It's not wooden. I don't have to worry about breaking a bone if I hit too hard with the area, and it should cover the area nicely. I will report. This one goes out to the rope lovers. My name is Mr. AnderSiN, and I am the Kink Educator here on TikTok. If you like kink, you like education about it, then hit that follow button. So let's talk about it. Rope worn under outfit. Did you know that outdoor bondage is edge play? My name is Mr. AnderSiN, and this is the Kink Educator channel. Mel Chambers says, I've been told to use Spotlight, but I also just communicate throughout consistency with anything that I need, restraints, needed adjustment, impact, too deep, etc. I think the safety light system works so much better in all honesty because you get green, yellow, and red. Spotlight was one of those things that was pushed. Red won out 90% of the. Today was laundry day. Can you guess what I cleaned? Check it out. It is my Batman. While very sad. Today, if you have a woman in your life, here's an interesting debate I would like to have with all of you. We'll call this a kinky town hall. We'll call it responding to comments. We have brand new disclaimers, including 18 plus, MV, mature vanilla. But why should we get rid of safe words? So I put out a big idea. You watch the original video, plus we tagged the video to actually talk about the BDSM safety light system. What I'd suggest. So, for many of us, last night didn't go the way we wanted it to. The election has seen, for me especially, that Florida doesn't care about women's reproductive rights, at least not 60% of the way. 57, so it wasn't something horrible. So, when it comes to safety protocols, what do you use when you play? Do you use the red, yellow, green system to keep your partner informed, or are you just using a safe word? There's no wrong answers. Answer the poll, and let's see what most people are doing. This is more so just a general warning that most of you have probably heard. But if you post a picture on the internet of you in any circumstance, in any way, you have now basically agreed to have someone take it, put it on different. So we just fell back, which means the clock went back an hour, and now we're all feeling off. But it brought up an interesting topic. Once you fix your clocks, now go do it. Go ahead. Stop being lazy. I'll wait here. Welcome back to being into the right time zone, unless you're in one of those states that actually never moves the clock. There's 2, I believe, and some places in the world. Either way, when do you guys like to play the most? Are you a morning person? You feeling nervous or need a distraction from all the election? At 2:30, I'm going to go live. I voted for a woman with honesty, with expectations in check. Remember, fantasies sometimes don't live up to the reality of the situation. With knowledge, making sure you understand. So this is breaking news. So I want to go over some analytics for this account. In the last year, we've reached 7,800 views. Wooden spoons are all fun and games until they break and someone gets a splinter in their bum the hard way. Wooden spoons are all fun and games until they break and someone gets a splinter in their bum the hard way. The truth, though, is that there are no actions to judge. Someone just puts on an event in the community. You would hope someone had actually checked, but when I recently had asked, as of earlier this year, no one was vetting any of these people. No one was asking their experience. When I go to these classes, I can tell the difference, but other new people in the room thought it was a great class because they didn't know better. As I've announced, I'm really trying to hit goals now with followers. I'd really appreciate if you have a kinky friend, if you'd suggest them to check out my content. And if they like what they see, to give me a follow. I'm willing to stand to the test that they want to put me through and see if I'm the kinky educator they want to follow. Remember, this goal all goes to our TED. Really? Well, what about it? Oh, I see.
Did you know there are Brit brats? I was at the London alternative market last.
Oh, do I have some bad news for you, my friend? Brat is the word of the year. I don't know how. I do actually know how, but it's this year's word. A very, very important truth. Not being able to be yourself is one of the apps. Someone recently told me that my TED Talk goals and wanting to change the world for the better through kink education is. I'm particularly tired of the moral compass that we live under in this world. That being a kink. I recently had quite the intriguing conversation. BDSM on this channel, as we've always said, is about things under the BDSM umbrella that happen between. Though this can be dangerous because if you don't know, you might accept if they sound confident. A lot of times if someone sounds confident, we think they're an authority, but very often, well, let's not forget that, though this can be dangerous, well, let's not forget that, for those who aren't currently aware, I have been going live more and have been getting people to follow this page for one reason and one reason only. So here's a great question, and I don't think many of us are going to have the perfect answer for it, to be honest with you. Here it is. How do you prove your education within BDSM? The following is a reintroduction to the BDSM safety light system. But before we begin with that, this is an 18 MK show that is NSFV. This reintroduction introduces a couple new lights to our light system. Starting. It's time to say goodbye.
You're kidding. Characterized by a confident, independent, and hedonistic attitude.
According to CBS News, Collins Dictionaries. The following is a So I keep getting asked, how do I meet people who are into kink and how to do that? Generally speaking, more of my partners have come from just everyday connections. There's an interest when they find out who I am, being kinky. First off, I want to say this is a wonderful message, so I'm going to take off my glasses and read it. I'm so thankful, says Taylor, for my local community. While there will always be bad apples, overall people in dungeons around here are huge on consent, education, communication. You can never. First, before I begin, I know this commenter said that they wanted to make duets with me and are fine with me talking about things around.
Hey, little lambs, it's Mistress Mary, and I'm back to give you another kink definition in 30 seconds or less.
I dare not say the creator is wrong. I will say that, like in many dictionaries, there can be other definitions. So I'm going to give you. I'm glad that helped. And know that America has had its troubles in the past, but has always risen to the occasion. While that's disturbing, and I don't necessarily agree with it, bigger question is, where do we draw the line? When is someone... This is a comment worth putting my voice to. Amazing job. I think it's important for DOMs to remember how reassuring and attractive. As announced on Kink Educator channel, we're going to be using this channel for comments. So here's an interesting question. Excuse the hair, it's a little humid out right now. So when do you know when the nylon ropes are no longer good? See, you should check again. And here's why. Society has told us that who we all day, every day, just be.
And that I want to tell you about is candle wax. Candle wax, as long as you're using the right kind of candles.
Just some things to add. If you can't find the temperature of the candle, don't trust.
It's just a cigarette, and it cannot be that bad.
those of us in the community, those of us who have kinks, who have compellers, who have fetishes, have to stop making content like this because it doubles down. I am honestly constantly disgusted by how people keep their toys, especially if they travel to dungeons, even the ones at dungeons. And did you vote today?
Tell me you're kinky without telling me you're kinky. I'll go first. I was driving.
You know, I'm drawing I hate when vanilla creators try to talk about kink on this app. And it's not because I'm trying.
Do you realize that your kinks are related to your childhood traumas? This is going to sound weird, but stay with me here.
Okay, first off, not all women are submissive and men are submissive.
Someone with a praise kink doesn't just like praise. Rather, they get off on being.
You know what? I'll admit it, this is a really good video.
Here are 3 ways to get into subspace during a session. Number 1, start.
I'll be honest, my knee-jerk reaction to this was going to be like, oh, come on, there's no quick way. And then I watched the video, so I shut my mouth and I listened to someone else. Very important, kids. Don't worry about that knee-jerk reaction, that first thing you see. And while listening to it, I didn't find anything to disagree with, actually. Meditation might not work, but even going for a walk before play, having a meal that's a distance away from it, you don't want to play like right after eating. So a nice walk, if you went out, started your night, a good walk is great. I would like your feedback.
You want to add a little kink to the bedroom, but you don't know where to.
Well, before you even try to buy anything, start with understanding what consent is and how to properly get it. Then learn how negotiating works and how to make sure you can negotiate with someone. Then do a little education for yourself by getting educated, studying other people's perspectives and understanding what terms are, especially just the basics, very simple to do. Before you buy anything, understand